live in the dungeon. This is the Dream Warrior Review. I'm Kurt Thomas.
I'm Mick Strawn. When I was growing up, TV just constantly ran old movies.
Yep.
I mean, black and white movies were
and old shows
and old shows, but old movies more than old shows.
So like we both grew up watching Twilight Zone, probably.
Right.
We both grew up Lost in Space.
Yeah. Right. I just saw them as they were coming out.
Yeah.
But the thing I have to say though is all those old movies, the Jerry Lewis's were a standard.
Yeah. I saw them all the time, and I loved them.
Hated them.
Of course, I also like The Incredible Mr. Limpet with Don Knotts.
Now, that was an incredible film.
And The Ghost and Mr. Chicken.
Thousands of times. Yeah, absolutely.
But I always liked the Nutty Professor when it came on, and I really liked Blame It on the Bellboy. I think the one I didn't like was the one where he was in the Navy. I can't remember what that one was called.
Shakiest Gun in the West.
I'm talking about Jerry Lewis in the Navy. Oh. I hated that one. But
yeah.
When he got a little older, I didn't like the older one. I liked the ones where he was younger.
Oh, yeah.
And I really liked...
I
like Martin and Lewis.
Yeah,
the old stuff.
Now, Martin and Lewis were better than him.
Like in the Army and stuff.
Yeah,
yeah.
No, they were better than...
But my favorites that I saw a lot of reruns of...
Right.
Laurel and Hardy.
Yeah, I have to say, Laurel and Hardy...
They're still one of my favorites.
Yeah, one of my favorites. And everything that I've read about them, I also like them as human beings.
Did you ever see the
I did.
movie? I saw it.
I did.
I saw the movie.
I saw it too. I think that probably some things were exaggerated a little bit, but yeah.
It was a little late. That movie should have been made in the 80s.
Yeah, it should have been.
Because that was when people would remember him more, I think.
Right, exactly. No, I really enjoyed the movie a lot. Yeah. The thing that's funny is I was never that much of a fan of the Three Stooges. But I liked Abbott and Costello, and I liked Laurel and Hardy a lot.
I'm the same way. Well, actually, the Three Stooges I found entertaining, but I never laughed my ass off like some people do.
Right, exactly. Never.
But with Laurel and Hardy, they got me laughing pretty hard.
Right, yeah, exactly.
And same thing with Abbott and Costello.
Yeah.
I think it was more of a... Abbott and Costello is more of a... What's the word I'm trying to think? Where it's more cerebral. Because, I mean, if you look at even Who's on First?
Who's on First? Right. They do a lot. They do a lot of wordplay and that kind of thing. Yeah. Hated W.C. Fields. Just could never understand.
Yeah.
That connection.
And then there's that guy who's the guy that in the '60s used to chase the girls around. I never understood that stuff. They play that song. He chased girls around in bikinis. It was in the 60s, I think it was.
Really?
And they sped it up the video.
Oh, Benny Hill?
Yeah, Benny Hill.
Benny Hill.
I never understood anything with that he did.
Yeah, that was none of his stuff. None of his stuff was funny at all. I mean, not even funny. It wasn't funny, no. But then you put music that also wasn't funny to it, you know? I did like Rowan Atkinson, though.
Oh, okay.
Rowan Atkinson, really.
I didn't really discover him until later when HBO did the Incredible Mr. Bean.
Oh, yeah, right.
That was when I discovered him. But then I went back and watched Blackadder later on.
Blackadder. See, the thing is I'm not a Bean fan as much as I am a Blackadder fan. Blackadder was amazing. The World War I one
See, I haven't seen
was amazing. The World War, the one where it's Blackadder in World War I, it's amazingly funny and it's incredibly sad. I mean, it's just like he's in the trenches and oh god, it's pretty, it's morbid to say the least. We're just dragging this thing on.
Yeah, well, no, that was a good intro. See, this is
we're starting. That's right. We're starting this.
This is like a regular radio show. We're starting it off with just hey, chatting about things.
Yeah, that's right. What are we doing?
We don't just come in there coming at you. We're here to talk about this movie.
What are we talking about?
I've heard some podcasts where the guy's like, hi, today we're going to talk about the movie. What movie are we talking about here?
But these days people don't know what AM radio guys used to sound like, you know?
We're here to talk about Hellboy.
Hey. Oh, Hellboy.
And we're not talking about the Hellboy from 2019. We're talking about Hellboy 2004. Starring...
Hey.
Who's the guy that stars in it?
Who is this?
Ron
Ron
Perlman.
Perlman.
As
That
Hellboy.
Ron Perlman, he's
A demon raised from
he's
infancy
been around
after
for
being
years,
conjured by the rescue from the Nazis.
Ron Perlman.
Grows up to become a defender against the forces of darkness. Now I'm using my PBS voice, or my public radio voice.
So
Yes, one of my favorite skits is always
oh yeah, the sweaty balls.
Sweaty Balls.
What was the other one? Oh, the wieners, I think it was.
Yeah, there's another one that was
My sweaty
on-
wiener. Or
What was the other one on Parks and Rec? Parks and Rec had one which I thought was great, was Jazz on Jazz. It was one jazz. They played two jazz songs together at the same time in the background.
oh wow,
Just-
that's amazing.
it's awful. Oh yes, it is.
I think the last radio show I did when I was in college was a jazz show.
Oh yeah.
It was in the middle of the day on Saturday, and I just wanted to lay back and play jazz, and I called it the. I actually called it the.
Yeah, okay.
the.
So you were done. Yeah.
You're listening to the. And I'm gonna play some John Coltrane. So it was basically like that.
Right. Gotcha.
And I picture people like going,
What?
looking in to hear what it was.
Yeah. So, I'd
never seen this.
This is no.
Yeah, remember we talked about this before. We were doing
Seriously.
Guillermo del Toro when he did that movie with
Oh, that's right. And
the
you said that
fish
you'd never
creature
seen-
that the
and I
girl
was
fell in
like,
love with. What was that called?
What the hell?
The
Right.
fish creature.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the 50s kind of one.
Oh, it was The Shape of Water.
Shape of Water.
So
right,
I've seen
right.
most of his stuff that he's directed. Pan's Labyrinth, which I thought was pretty amazing.
But you hadn't seen Hellboy?
No,
This is an amazing film.
and I didn't know anything about Hellboy.
You must have
as far
just-
as his
this must have
backstory and
been-
any of that stuff.
This must have just smoked your head off.
The only thing that didn't smoke my head off were the opticals.
Well, yeah, but this was pretty early. This is
I had to remember it was like 2004.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And, I guess they
They're
weren't
very
that well
optical
advanced.
looking. Yeah, they're very cartoon-ish.
It was like Stargate SG-1. That's kind of the level it was.
It was, but you know what? What's great in this is, first of all, Ron Perlman's face,
Yeah.
amazing. But the overall amazing production design is just astounding. I mean, Guillermo del Toro, just his sense of what the set should be and how.
That's why I like
Gimmicks.
Pan's Labyrinth so much. And that was only 2 years later.
Right.
I think that looks so much better, but
Yeah.
it's just my opinion. But
yeah.
costume design was great too. Like I like the fish guy.
Oh
and
yeah,
his breathing apparatus that he had.
Yeah, we from here. Oh yeah, because Guillermo del Toro is just such a. I mean, he's a designer. As he's doing things,
Oh yeah.
you know, his sense of it's all designed from scratch, and the woman in this is so gorgeous.
Yeah.
What is her name?
Oh, Selma
Oh,
Blair.
it's Selma
Yeah.
Blair. Oh, she's just gorgeous.
And I like the monsters were great. Kind of the alien looking monsters from Alien,
Right.
basically.
Yeah, the alien. Oh, you mean the alien monsters from Alien?
And then the guy that was the mechanical guy.
Right.
I'm not really sure if I'm calling the right thing, but
Right.
that guy.
The work of Doug Jones as the.
And I always like history,
Oh,
so
just
the
so
fact
cool.
that Rasputin was in this was amazing to me.
Yeah.
Because I
there you go.
remember writing a paper on Rasputin one time when I was in college, because I was obsessed with Rasputin for a while.
Yeah.
Especially his death.
Well, you see,
And they mentioned his death here.
in this film, to me, this film has two. It's almost like it's two parts, right?
Yeah.
The beginning.
You have the origin story.
The origin story is amazing and really well done. I think that by the time you get into the museum, and it's sort of, once you see the monsters are the focus of it to,
Well, it's like
to the end of it.
turns into an adventure movie, basically.
Yeah, and not nearly as good as the interesting stuff in the middle. You know, the his lab, the father's lab. It's just amazing, and there's so many cute little things like between the two of them, like.
Little love triangle too going on there.
Yeah, and
the wimpy guy,
and like he's smoking the cigar, and his father walks in. And he's trying to hide the cigar, and there's just some cool.
Well, like at first, when you first see Hellboy, you're like, oh, this guy's a massive monster. He's kind of scary, and then like by the end, you're like, okay, this guy's like. In fact, I think he even got shorter at the end. Like,
yeah, it's
you know what I mean?
like
Because the first shot, he was like really high up,
right?
You know,
No.
but I think he turned into like a lovable guy,
right?
Even
Absolutely.
when he was on the roof with the kid, you know, like
and Ron Perlman is magic. Ron Perlman can breathe life into the masks that he wore. I mean, basically that's what he did. He was a professional at operating masks. I mean, that it was not easy back then to kind of work through that much latex and foam and all the rest of that. You had to really have a knack for it. You know, like Robert Englund, you know, is another guy that's got a knack for it. Doug Jones has got a total knack.
Oh, yeah.
Doug Jones is great in it. But the aspects of the design, I love. The dialogue is so sharp and hilarious. And you know, just to give you like every scene has got a touch to it. And I'll give you an example of this that was so cool. When he and her get together and she comes outside of the sanitarium, right? And they go for a walk and they sit down. They're sitting in a grove of fruit trees.
And they're covered up in plastic.
And they've covered them in plastic and then lit them.
Yeah.
And it's a simple thing. But it just is kind of a mundane magic to it, you know, that just kind of I just love that, you know. So well done.
And you gotta wonder the Melvin or whatever his name was. I don't remember. Not Melvin.
Melvin.
The guy that was the whippy guy that was the other love interest. His assistant.
Oh, right. Yeah.
He's probably relieved that he didn't end up kissing her.
Yeah. Really, because that's kind of hard on you. That's a kiss that yeah. No. Who was he?
I'm having trouble finding his name here. Whoa, John Hurt. I forgot he was in there. Anyway.
Kevin. No. Boy, that's hard to tell. Nobody cares.
No, not really.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm so glad that you finally got a chance to watch it.
I had trouble with the beginning, but I had to remember. Okay, this is 2004. I gotta remember that because where the guy flies into the portal and he melts.
Oh yeah.
And then the pillar falls on the guy.
Right.
I was like, that's like watching Hercules. No offense.
Yeah, well, the funny thing is that you move up to the next one, Hellboy 2, and
which I didn't watch, but I'll probably watch before we see the Hellboy.
It's really pretty. Yeah, it's good, and we should review it. It's
is
good.
That good?
It is. Some of the opticals are rough.
I think we've talked about the fact that the fish guy looks like the other fish guy from Shape of Water.
Right.
Or maybe it's the other way around.
Maybe they got maybe it's just the same type of fish.
They just recycled the
Could
outfit,
be the same.
Maybe enhanced it a little bit.
Cod. What was?
Did he have a cod piece in?
Oh, who wouldn't?
So I wrote down double the monster, double the fun. I was thinking of the double mint.
Yeah. No,
that was a theme, obviously.
Yeah, you hit him. You know that's the way with bad. Yeah, if you have to explain all these, we're gonna be in trouble. So, one thing that I wrote: Ron effing Perlman. Ron effing Perlman. I love the Guillermo del Toro does really well this kind of retro it's steampunk adjacent
Yeah, yeah.
look.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was trying to define what the look is in my. It's steampunk.
It was kind of steampunkish, yeah.
Ish.
With the Nazis and the.
Oh right, yeah.
So have my doubts about the David Harbour, who's playing the new Hellboy.
I wonder about that because I haven't seen anything that has the same charm as.
He doesn't have the same charm that.
No, he doesn't.
No.
He has more of a straightforward. Yeah.
He looks like my accountant.
Yeah, well, just like your accountant. Yeah, no, he does look like your
In
accountant.
fact, wait a minute.
I don't even know who your accountant is. I don't even know who your accountant is, and he looks like your accountant.
Actually, I don't know who mine is either.
Yeah, well, there you go.
That says a lot. I love the fight scene at the end. The whole thing with the one question I have. Okay, this guy, the FBI agent, decides to jump behind a rock, and somehow the 800,000 degree temperature doesn't kill him.
Right. Well, yeah, there's things need to be explained. I love. I had to say that Jeffrey Tambor had a really good arc in this. I mean, he comes.
Oh yeah.
He's this like incredibly likable guy,
Which he's good at doing. He's always been good at that.
and then the two of them are kind of like oddly growing together, and it's just it's weird. It's like a kicking and screaming kind of thing,
Right.
It was just really brilliant, though. Really, really brilliant.
And they barely described the fact he couldn't break out of the chains. They just kind of had one line that kind of explained it, kind of.
Yeah, they always get into it's like, oh, how powerful can you be if you can't,
Right.
Yeah.
But no, I had fun watching it. It was great. It was fun to watch.
I'm glad.
So-
What are you reading over there? You're just.
I'm trying to read my notes that are really bad handwriting.
You can't. You should know better than that. You can't read your own notes.
I know.
So anyway, it's going to be off to Seattle for us for Vengeance here. So before we leave, we have to rate this sucker.
Oh yeah.
So.
What did I rate Teen Wolf?
Oh God. See, for me, Hellboy is high threes. I mean, it could be a 3.9. It's one of my favorites. It's Ron Perlman is one of my favorite guys, and I go back with Ron Perlman a long way.
Huh.
You're just nodding your head.
I think I'd be like a mid threes, 3.5, 3.6. It didn't blow me away.
You know what? I'm going 3.9. I don't care what you think. Or if you think.
I think I'd give Shape of Water higher rating.
Oh, bite your tongue.
Which we should probably do Pan's Labyrinth someday.
Yeah, we got to do
because I think that was...
absolutely. I agree with you. But I really don't have anything else to add to this one. I
don't either. I mean, we both liked it, so we
both liked it.
We don't have much to say about it.
Yeah, that's right.
The character development was great.
Yes, it was.
The character arcs were great. The dialogue was great. Everything about that was great. The production design was great. What else did we like? What else didn't we like? I didn't like some of the effects, but then you have to remember it's a little dated.
Yeah. There were some sets that were enhanced digitally, and it's before they should have been. And but overall,
even grains of sand were enhanced for some reason.
That was didn't quite get that. Yeah, but
they could have used the fan and regular sand, right?
Just a blast, a complete blast to the eyes of production design, brilliance. Yeah, all the way through. Yeah,
I'd like to say hi to how many people? 600 people.
600 people. Yes.
Not necessarily in
Glasgow,
but Scotland.
Scott.
I appreciate the fact that they're listening to our horrible accents for so long.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got to hurt their ears, right?
Well, I hurt mine.
But whatever we're saying, it must be interesting.
You annoy the hell out of me, so I can't imagine what it's like, when
I can just see him when
you can hardly understand it.
I can't stand this accent, but I love their show.
That was a horrible accent, by the way.
Wow! Oh my God!
Now they're all pissed off.
Hey,
so.
I had nothing to do with that. Absolutely nothing to do with that.
I've never been good at doing accents. My English accent.
Well,
sounds,
you haven't gotten any
like
better.
I'm from
Let's
India.
put it that way.
I mean,
yeah.
that tells you a lot right there.
Don't start with me.
Yeah.
I'm leaving now.
You did an artichoke accent one time. It was good.
I do an artichoke. Yeah, that's all I do. I do an artichoke.
All right. I think we're done.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us on the Dream Warrior Review podcast. Don't forget to tell your friends about us, follow us, and, of course, like us. We can be found on Podbean, which is an amazing app, YouTube, Stitcher, Alexa on any pod, iTunes, Google Play. We're on Twitter as well, at DW Review, and, of course, Facebook. You can find us there. You can also email us at dreamwarriorreview@gmail.com.